remembered, oh yeah, Joe shared that in the group chat.
Oh.
And so I re-listened to it. I'm like, yeah, it's so good. It's so good
Mm.
just to remind ourselves, like to look in the mirror daily and say, I like William, I love you. I really, really, really love you. Practicing self-love is just such a powerful, simplistic but powerful process to
Mm.
just connect with who we are, right? Our
Mm-hmm.
authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
And then just,
She really walked her talk, eh?
oh, for sure, for sure.
She was
Yeah,
an amazing woman.
I first heard about her probably, I'd say around 25 years ago or more.
Mm.
And so I've had her book for that long and definitely followed her teachings for at
Mm.
least 25 years.
Mm. Her and Wayne Dyer, they were so
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yes. Yeah, that was sad when Wayne passed.
Mm. Mm.
I'm so glad that he always used to say, don't let your music, don't die with your music still in you. So like let it out, like share it, right? And that's what he did. And he's got so many
Mm.
published,
Mm.
so much published material that he created because he followed his own, what he
Mm.
taught, he followed, and he did it himself. So
Mm-hmm.
what a good example of that.
Mm.
Walking the talk, eh?
Mm. And singing your song.
Yeah. Be you, be real,
Mm.
be authentic, and share it.
Mm.
It's okay to share it with the world. Not everyone's
Mm.
gonna like it, and so what?
Mm. Because we're all different and we need different things.
Yeah. We all
Mm.
have our uniqueness.
Mm. That
As a
isn't
kitten
in
here.
so sorry, well, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
So when you said, we all have our uniqueness, and what came to me was we all have a unique impetus for life, and that's what makes life. That's what life is all about, is all these different reflections creating a symphony.
Yeah, that's life. Eh?
Hmm.
Were you able to have a visit with Mona and Annette?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm hoping to go tomorrow, but it
Okay.
depends on the weather. There's quite a bit of snow
Oh,
here at the moment. The snow's
oh
not
yeah.
so bad. It's when we get quite a lot of snow squalls here
Oh,
in
okay.
southern Ontario, and so that makes driving quite tricky. And it really just depends.
Yeah. Depends on that kind of weather conditions because that could be very dangerous and it's not really worth it
Yeah,
if it
yeah,
gets too blizzardy. Eh?
yeah. So we'll see.
Okay.
I'm holding my intention.
Yeah, there you go. Well, maybe we can hold it for you as well. You
Mm,
can
thank you.
you can be able to have an opening, safe opening to go and visit.
Yeah. I was just thinking now, we're so lucky now because we've got weather apps and we can tell almost hour to hour, right?
Yeah,
Couldn't do that when I was, what, how many years ago?
yeah, yeah. That was probably pre-smartphone. We
Oh,
always had to like watch TV to get the news report and stuff. Eh?
yeah. I grew up in the time pre-TV time in South Africa. We
Pre-TV.
only, yeah, we only got TV when I was 17.
Wow. Yeah, I grew up with one of those dial TVs, and we had like two channels, no cable.
Mm-hmm. And just look at where the world is now. Eh? It's incredible.
Oh, remarkable how
Mm,
much change has happened.
mm.
The only constant is change. Eh?
Mm.
So when I read that recode command or intervention, whatever you want to call it, there this morning, before I read it to you guys, I read it to myself, and I just said do a massive change history and everything as needed,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and I muscle checked. I'm like, okay, how long is it going to take for this treatment to process? And I'm like,
Mm.
okay, is it going to take minutes? No. Hours? Yes. Days? No. So I'm like, okay, well, how many hours? And I went all the way up to 22. I got just under 22 hours.
Oh,
So I'm like, great. Okay. So it's processing. So that's
yes.
great. That is so exciting. I've been
Mm.
waiting for a command like that. Like you can only go so far with your own imagination, I find, but sometimes you need like a little bit of extra guidance
Mm-hmm.
to just find that possibility, you know? And it's in his book. It's like there's so many possibilities in his book. It's amazing. So yeah, highly encourage Allison to check out his book if you can.
Yes.
It's really beautiful.
I I will. I've got. I think I've got his one book. I've got his novel
Oh,
as
cool.
well.
The
That
is
I
that the little
published.
one?
Yes.
Yeah, I got that too. It's so good. I burned through that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Beautiful little story. Filling in the gopher holes, eh?
Oh,
Good
yes,
morning, Cinderella.
Cinderella. How wonderful to have you back. What's the title of this book, Will?
Yeah, this one is called Healing Your Mind and Soul
Okay.
by Gary Flint.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. And the tagline is therapeutic interventions in quantum reality.
Mm. Mm.
Isn't that cool, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, superconscious to me
Mm.
is what he means by quantum reality.
Mm.
The field, as Chris would say,
Mm-hmm.
or Greg Braden, the field matrix. It's funny how there's so many different people who use different terminology for the same or very
Mm.
similar concepts.
Mm-hmm. And so we go
That's
back again to why Jesse says people's words, their own words,
yeah,
is so important, right?
yeah. Quantum reality, yeah. Central. That's a really cool phrase, cool metaphor. It's like there's a reality that exists, and it exists on a plane that we may not be able to see, but it really is a reality,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a field of infinite possibility. That's just the way that I guess the words that I choose.
Those are that's a great phrase, Will. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. I used to say that years ago, like well over a decade ago. There only is unlimited possibility or infinite possibility. And I didn't understand fully what that meant. Now I'm like getting more of a grasp of like, wow, how profoundly true that is. It's our limiting beliefs that limit us.
Unaware of what we could be aware of.
Yeah. So I guess it's a matter of releasing the limiting beliefs, the releasing the limitation that we believe that we are.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, as a human being, as a body, mind, there's certain limitations there, yes, but we still have access to the field.
Yeah, and that question, what could it be? And what could I be?
Yeah. Yeah. Love that question.
It's a really powerful
Allison,
one, hey? It goes so far.
yeah. Am I co-creating or am I
sorry,
thwarting
no.
it?
I meant
Oh, sorry. Just reading your question in the chat.
Oh, sorry. No.
Oh, that's okay.
I was talking about what could it be?
Yeah.
Well, I'll read my question that I put in. It came to me in the silence this morning.
Sure.
So my word was devotion. And then my question was, am I co-creating with the universe or life? Or am I thwarting that co-creation that is so readily available to me?
Yeah. Good question, eh?
So as I read it now, what I'm realizing is that I am presuming that co-creation. Okay, so how am I going to explain this? It's not really complex, but so I ask, am I co-creating with life, or am I thwarting that co-creation? So in that, there's a presumption. There's a because there's a presumption that I'm never co-creating, but I am always co-creating. So the more accurate reflection of what I want would be, am I co-creating the life I want or the life I love? Or am I thwarting that co-creation?
Yeah.
I would love to share some of my thoughts and feelings about that. Yeah.
Thank you, Chi.
Oh, hi, Chi. Welcome, Chi.
Thank you. Yeah, feels good to be here. I heard the word reflection a couple of times. And yeah, there is a law of reflection. Yeah. So what is within is without. So whether we are co-creation or not is who we choose to be inside. Yeah, what role we choose to play. So yeah, our actions will reflect. Yeah. So yeah, we can be co-creating in many ways. Yeah. As a passive or active or
exactly.
But it's all about because we can all have the same experience, but have different interpretation of it. Because we can be so different inside. That's my take on it.
Correct. Thank you, Chi.
You're so welcome. I hope it can make sense, but it's just
Totally made
some of
sense.
my thoughts and feelings. So,
It totally made sense to me.
Thank you.
And so I guess we are constantly a reflection of quantum reality.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have that potential, within.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so true. The inside gets reflected on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, who am I being on the inside? Because it's going to show up on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Inner world equals outer world.
Yeah.
It's like there's a great responsibility in that. And being authentic is a real powerful way to be.
What do you feel when you use the word responsibility, Will? What do you feel with it?
That's a good question. Responsibility. Yeah, I guess a little bit of weight.
Okay.
Like there's a weight, like a gravity there. There's like a cause and effect, like gravity.
Yeah. So does that feel like you wanted to feel?
With responsibility?
In the context
It does.
in the context that you used it.
Yeah, it does feel a little heavy. Like not light. It feels like heavy, almost like a burden.
Okay, so you do
And
want
the
to
burden of responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Thank you for catching that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because clearly you felt something there, and you helped me to realize that. Thank you.
Do you want to use another word?
Yeah, I do.
Go for it.
You could just be authentic just for the pure joy of it.
That sounds like an opportunity to me.
Opportunity. Yeah. It's like you open opportunity when you're being authentic. Because responsibility usually denotes like I have to. It's like I have to. It's kind of like a forcing. For me, anyways. Like I'm obligated to, and then you don't want to do it.
Yeah. And again, it's whether we feel that weight or not, right? For some people, it's not a weight. It's part of their authenticity at that point in time.
Or it's a privilege.
Exactly.
Like there's so many different ways of looking at it.
Yep.
But it's, I guess, what's really going on inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Responsibility is a choice. Yep. You can be responsible or not. Choose not to. And mind goes, well, there's consequences.
Yes. So you know what I worked with for myself, Will, was just being aware of where accountability. So for me, accountability had less. It had less of a force to it.
Okay.
Had less
Okay.
of a weight. That was just for me.
Yeah.
And recognizing that if there was accountability and I could fulfill it, it would move things along. So, you know,
Cool.
with your statement of, you know, that your ego is coming and saying, well, then there are consequences to that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and yes, they are. They always are. I mean, cause and effect is part of our existence.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
There's more.
there's more. Yeah. Yeah. So it's always about for me, it's you know, the one yoga master that I've listened to online, I his work really resonates for me, and he talks about the the pitfalls of coming to conclusions,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not that you must never rest in a conclusion, but don't fix it,
Oh,
you know, don't make it a fixed thing. Keep
yeah.
it open and loose so that you can use it as a stepping stone for what you are in at that point in time, and then allow it to be malleable so that you can dance with it and it can change.
Okay. It can shift,
Yeah,
transform.
yeah. And you know, his thing resonates for me, and a large part of his teachings and of my teachers' teachings was so much about having clarity,
Yeah.
you know,
So
and
important.
yeah, and it's so useful.
Yeah.
You know, it really opens, it gives so much more space. And his thing about confidence is the same. He said it's very easy to have self-confidence. The ego loves confidence, but that's equally limiting. It's not about self-confidence. It's about clarity of where are you, what are you, and how are you collaborating with life.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
Collaborating with life. I love that.
Mm-hmm. And just to have the awareness of it, you know, it doesn't mean to say that, mm, yeah, I don't know to say anything more.
Oh, that's okay. That's been a beautiful conversation. Thank you so much, Allison.
You're very welcome. I love sharing this stuff.
Yeah. Collaborating with life. Yes.
Mm.
Love it. Love it. Love it. wonder if Sindrell would like it if I read those sentences from the book
I'm
again,
sure.
because I don't
I'm
think she
sure
heard
she
it.
would. Yeah, I'm sure she would. Will I was thinking
Yeah.
of asking you to read it for.
Yeah. Funny how we were both thinking of that, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll read this out loud for you, Sindrell. Yeah, awesome. This is from Gary Flint's second book or manual on, what we call the Recode, but he calls it, process change, process treatments and interventions. It's from his book called Healing Your Mind and Soul, Therapeutic Interventions in Quantum Reality. And it's on page 198 and 199. And if you get a chance to, or if you're curious to look up this book yourself, I would highly recommend it. So basically, a little bit of background, he's talking to wisdom here in this intervention. And I'll just replace the term subconscious with superconscious. So here it is. Okay, so it reads, superconscious, please ask the wisdom to compose a series of interventions to remove all dormant and active fear or pain-based memories in any memory system, cellular memories, or fields that cause self-limiting behavior. Please create and replace them with self-empowering memories that will guarantee achieving maximum potential. Please create fields to stop the active memories from moving and being half active and half dormant so they can be treated. Do this when either awake or asleep, and repeat this intervention until maximum potential is fully obvious, available, and experienced in the patient's life. And then I just finish it with do a massive change history and everything as needed. Thank you. And this could take hours, this could take days, but just reading that out loud even allows everyone here who's listening, who is open and available to receive that wisdom in that treatment process.
Mm.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Love it. That is like, that was worth the cost of the entire book right there.
And way more. You can't put a number on these kinds of wisdoms, hey?
Exactly.
This
Wisdom.
is a man's, this is a lifetime of working,
Yes.
of creating. Isn't that incredible?
Oh, man. It's like, what a gift he left in his work, like, you can't even put a price on it. Like you say, it's a human being's life's work. Someone who cared deeply about people and wanted to help them, and has helped many people as a result.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take a picture. It's kind of on 2 pages, so hopefully it shows up okay. Go into the bathroom where there's some better light. Take a picture and then I'll post it here, Sindrell. Fair enough. Should do.
Yeah, that's great. We'll come through.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. If you, I could see how you could easily study his material for years and just keep getting better and better and better at helping people with this process.
Absolutely.
And I guess we have been to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm. So this is very I don't know what word to use, but my suggestion, well, what I was thinking was, what if while you were away, you could look at that instruction,
Yeah,
and see how you could put it into your words in a way that works
yeah,
totally for you in your words.
yeah. So I'm not like copywriting kind of thing. Eh?
Well, it's not so much that, it's just that, I mean, if you resonate enough, which you
Yeah, I
obviously
do.
do,
Yeah,
you resonate very strongly with this, which is amazing. That it's just so it would just be keeping the practice of what we do here is, what might your words be, or what could they be?
yeah. I suppose I could kind of work on that while I'm away and tweak it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for
you're
the
in
suggestion.
you're in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be in actually tomorrow. We leave tomorrow morning.
Are you
So,
leaving tomorrow? Yeah.
or tomorrow afternoon / evening. So yeah,
Yeah.
about 30 in 2 days I'll be in Hawaii for sure.
Yeah. And
One more sleep.
it's a very healing, geographically, it's a very healing energy there, right?
Yes, so very much so. Especially on the North Shore of Oahu.
Mm.
But yeah, that connection to the earth there is really
It's strong.
palpable.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that creativity that flows when I'm there, it just flows.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So Sandrell wrote, reminds me of the Hawaiian prayer with more intentional quantum dimensions addressed.
Yeah. Like the Ho'oponopono.
I would imagine that that's the one that she's referring to. Yeah. I love that prayer.
Yeah. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Is it Ho'oponopono or Ho'oponopono? I can't remember.
I think it's Ho'oponopono. I think so.
Ho'oponopono.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how my brain remembers it.
Ho'oponopono. Yeah.
But I could be wrong, right?
I think that's the one. Yeah.
I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And thank you.
Yeah. And you can almost say them in any order.
Yes.
What I've heard is it's good to end with "I love you" at the very end.
So
but I guess it doesn't matter how you do it. It's like, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Isn't that beautiful, eh? Especially when you say it really from the heart. That's the key. See if I can type it out. Oh.
So, well, I'll share something else that I was reading yesterday too. And it's a little bit of a subtle distinction between, I would say, the heart of the ego and the heart of life.
Yeah.
And the words for that heart of life is devotion. And devotion means to immerse oneself with what there is.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it was a reminder again of the different depths of layers that we can access.
Cool.
And my experience over my lifetime was that as I've been allowed to live longer, the depth of life and what it is way more than what I could experience when I was a young woman.
Yeah.
So my awareness has grown. My experience of mind, or that's my experience, put it that way.
Could it
And
be your appreciation has deepened?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And I consider myself very blessed to be able to feel that, right?
Yeah. It's the gift.
Yeah. Because as we know, life can be extremely hard and is actually extremely hard for more people on the planet than it isn't.
Yep, that's true.
And his description of devotion was it's almost like a complete abandonment of the ego heart. He doesn't use that term. He doesn't talk about the ego heart. He talks about heartless. You're being heartless is not that you don't have compassion. It means that you've given your heart away.
Mm.
And so the energy of devotion is what burns inside of you. And it's a process to be able to reach that. And when I think about somebody like Gary Flint,
Yeah.
that's what I recognize. It's that passion, right? We talk about it as passion.
Yeah.
I was thinking, man, we use power. Like the term power relates to that when we're giving our power away.
Say some more. Sorry, Jess.
Yeah.
Well, the connecting the heartless and heartful
Mm-hmm.
in the same string of power. Like when how
Mm-hmm.
we say we give our power away, it's like we've given our heart away.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
And it's like that's the link to authenticity.
Mm.
Not, it was like, not power. It was like power's the link to something else.
Mm. Heart is the link to authenticity.
Yep.
Who you are in your heart.
Yeah, heart full. It's like we're full through your heart. Yeah.
Heart-centered creator. Always comes back to that, eh?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's and you are always creating.
Yeah. Collaborating with life.
Even going against it is creating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I caught in my question.
Yeah. It's like creating what you don't want.
Yeah,
Is still creating.
Yeah.
exactly.
And we can feel, we could, yeah. But then the point comes to, well, who's doing it then? If you're not doing it, who did you hand it over to? Because if we only need 2 points to massively do shifts and changes, what are your 2 points?
Heart. Heart is one. And then end result or choice, what you love, is another point. Hopefully, if you're choosing to create something.
For me, those are 1 point.
Oh, really?
And then the
Oh, the
other
heart, because it's in the heart.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other point would be, where am I now?
Oh, where you're in that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you love exists in your heart field.
Yeah.
And then where you
Wisdom.
are at now is, yes. And then where you're at now is like, okay, well, this is current reality. 2 points. What you love and where you're at.
And it doesn't matter which way they play, like where you're at and what you love. It doesn't play them either way.
Yeah.
Because 2 points allows you to stretch tension.
Love is a power, is a force, is a powerful force of creation. Without being forceful.
And it's peaceful. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. It's a creative power. It's what created the universe, in my opinion.
Yes.
Right? It's what created everything.
Yeah, it is.
Like pure joy and bliss and love and wow.
So I think for me, my mind's been going around the word creation. And I think for myself to to be able to keep what am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? To keep the creation of life, the not just the essence, but for me maybe it is the essence of it. I would use the words true creation. So there are layers for me in terms of what universal energy is or what consciousness is, and then the creation that we engage with in this dimension when we're in 3D, even if we are in 3D reaching out and transcending it, in that process, the creation that we're involved in is as a reflection, but a small part of ultimate creation. Although I don't know. Sorry. Not enough clarity.
There's that phrase. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
So maybe instead of creation, I'll use the word life, but then life also. Yeah. I guess we don't really have, well, I don't have the vocab.
And that's the beauty of creating a new word.
Mm-hmm.
Is it doesn't have the baggage behind it.
Mm-hmm.
There's an innocence with I don't know. As long as you don't let that limit you, there's a great exploration and your innocence, your innocence, like seeing a child explore a new toy or getting into something that they don't know. They don't know what's in that cabinet of pots and pans. They go in and explore.
Exactly. Like that blank canvas, isn't it?
Yes.
And Mona's word the other day, blank slate.
Sometimes we explore things that we don't know what to think of them. And that's okay too, as long as you're answering that. If there's a call in you to continue to explore.
Yeah.
And then that, those roads open up for you. For me, they do anyway.
Yeah.
Whether you find, because sometimes you can find some things that will trigger you in uncomfortable ways or delightful ways, but you'll never know if you don't allow yourself to explore. Like you can have a conversation with somebody and say, oh no, don't go down that road. No, let's go down that road. Let's go down that road. Or you nod and I will.
Yeah. I loved your phrase that you wrote in the chat, unapologetically love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that desired reality. It's like, it's funny when, like, I don't have a lot of people coming in my home, but I've had several opinions of, because I put my artwork just on the wall so it's not leaning down on the floor. And some people, that I was just in awe at the comments of which ones intrigued which people. And it was the smallest little things that one person would give a feedback to or someone else. And I was like, that's interesting. And I know for myself in different pieces, I was coming from various divergent expressions.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really just kind of encouraged me, and I'll take that encouragement gracefully, to let each expression unapologetically be what it is, not trying to make it be anything for anyone.
Mm.
Subtle, but yet still significant for me.
I often feel those subtle things are extremely significant.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that I usually get the most value from.
Mm-hmm. So earlier we were talking about dimensionality with the quantum expression, and it made me think of over the experience of time, that I noticed it this past week as a parent. So, like, as a child, I was spoken to. As I was, a young adult, I spoke with more expression. And now, as an adult or parent, I speak with, but I speak with in dimensionality. Like, I realize there are some tender experiences coming up for my children that can really be life shaping for them, from what their life is now to what they get to choose for it to become. And so I'm talking to them in today, like I spoke in all my many days coming up. I would have conversations with this one or that one, not my children, just people in general. They were today talks. But now when I speak specifically to my children or anyone I may have any influence with, I speak to their now, to their past, and to the soul of their future.
Mm-hmm.
Being gentle and careful that it's my wisdom as my wisdom is, and I share it without judgment or authority. And it can be the subtlest things. And I also remember things that were said to me as I was coming up through different stages that come back to me and that resonate with me. And it's like, oh, I understand how they were talking to me now when I didn't understand how they were talking to me then was as potent as what they were saying, because they were dropping pearls in me. And they dressed it in love. And they delivered it to me humbly.
Mm-hmm.
And now I find myself in that space. That's quantum conversation, perhaps.
Mm. I love that distinction of to and with.
Mm. I love that distinction of your distinction.
I still have the hardest time, Sindel, when I watch what I think is a freight train coming down the tracks towards Kalis, and I to speak with at that point in time is so difficult. I'm doing better, but it's a challenge. It's a big challenge for me.
Yeah, it is a challenge to witness our children. But for me, it was what I can say, the attitude I can pervade through my body, through my talk, even through my thinking. Am I creating more for the chaotic expectation that I'm anticipating? Staying neutral is like, woof, when we see the crash occurring.
Yeah.
What are we seeing? What are we being to see that?
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to be rested and assured to just be love.
Yeah.
So you can love them through it. You can't experience it forward, and you can't put no more luggage on that train than what it's already carrying.
Exactly.
What that momentum can make them crash harder with nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Or crash faster without taking in their own wisdom and knowledge along the way, trusting their own instincts.
Yeah.
So we sit on the side in our meditative pose, and we perceive the best goodness in that we can imagine, regardless of the data that's coming in. That's just the perspective that we have and can be false. It can be real if the other person that we're concerned with, but if we permeate a place of peace and energy, they'll have some place to come to without judgment.
Yeah, and that's the most important, right? It's not so much what occurs, it's the possibilities that are made available for after what occurs.
Mhm. And really reserving space between what we could possibly anticipate and not want.
Mm.
Preserving space so that they have their own space to exercise potentiality. They can't, their wings can't fly if they have, and you can't witness it if you're right up on them. With anticipation is yielding back and giving room so their wings can flutter, 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 whether crash and burn or fly and soar. They've got that, we've got it. We have to give ourselves room to give them that room.
Mm. Mm.
And that means we get to grow up as parents and guardians too. We get
Yes.
in a place of sage.
Yes.
Peaceful momentum.
It's beautiful, eh?
Yeah. Will's word of the day. Peaceful momentum. I like that.
Yeah, it just feels right.
Yeah, I'll adopt.
Feels good.
I'll adopt that for my word of the day, if I may.
Yeah, please. Yeah, definitely feeling the peace. Very, very peaceful conversation this morning.
It's been a peaceful session.
Yeah.
Open.
Yes. Thank all of you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
You all have a peaceful day.
Yay.
Thank you, everybody.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you all. Peace.
Bye-bye.
See you soon, guys. Bye.